Okay, Sawadika, back here again with me. I hope you are not boring, yeah, because I was assignment by the committee that I should again to give lectures, but it's still related with the lecture that I give you in the first time. Okay, here we are. This is the Frame Foundation project in Banjarmasin, Indonesia. This project actually is result of the competition international design project that makes my students who made this project send winning the third place in London. So Film Foundation Banjarmasin Indonesia actually not in Java Islands. It was in Borneo Islands. Do you know Borneo Islands? The things that I put it on the map of, yeah. Hope hope you know this, yeah. Oh no no. So okay, this is a competition design, and my student was win this film foundation. What makes it become a good design of the how to do the problem solving of the community along the river bank in Banjarmasin. So the typical typology of the river in Banjarmasin is like a Chao Phraya River here in Thailand. This city it exists in the South Kalimantan or Borneo with the neighborhood of Sungai Jingah. So this is Banjarmasin River. It's really big with the Chao Phraya, and this is the city. And then there are a lot of small rivers coming to this neighborhood. The project actually is to build the how to build the amphibious design for the public space. The very important from this process is again we are talking about the participatory design. We are talking about how community can engage and get the idea. I was become the lecturer who assists this project in 2010 when my students try to submit this project also with professional architect from USA, from MIT. And how they do this method is quite long process because in day one, when they go there, they do the key problem identified. With whom? With the neighborhood of Sungai Jiwa. And how is the method? They sitting together and do the discussion. What are they doing? They're asking them, is there any interesting here in the Sungai Jinga? Are there you facing the problem about the Sungai Jinga and many things, questions that related how they manage their neighborhood, particularly for the public space that will be exist in the near river bank. And they try to find the key problem, yeah. Uh, they not only one community that they founded or meet, yeah. They meet with several community sitting together and try to find to identify the key problem. The interesting one also from this process is they develop the interactive market. Why this is important? Because according my experience for long of the community participatory, when we are try to engage the community to reveal what their idea about the neighborhood, and it is will be very fun if you guys as an architect, urban design or rural design try to develop the market or model with the 3 dimension. They will reveal everything stories. It's hard for them to writing. But then when we build kind of like this method, they can talk probably not only one day, but it's gonna be 2 days. Meaning here's your skill as an architect student to develop the interactive market is very important because it will be fun and playful. You can put the market and the model really exactly with their location and try to trigger with the pictures and they will talk yes all long night gitu ya. And here we call it the spare part selected and site prioritized. Without this, I think they will not really knowing what kind of the priority or problem that they really can help. And after this, sure, they're talking about the which one is the first priority, second, third, according to them, and they can point it out in their market model. But the spare parts selected site priorities, it will be easily for them to speak with the model. Yeah. Still in the day two, day three, we are trying to more next with the drawing. Let people to draw what they really having in their mind in day three, for design experience. So give them the spidol, give them the um, paper, and let them try to drawing by themselves. Meanings here we just do as a facilitator, as an architect or urban design or whatever it takes. The experts that coming to their neighborhoods, we just do it as a facilitator, because when because it will be easier. The one who living there is them, right? Not us. We just coming there and then trying to build something. It is also not ethical. The one who facing the problem is them. Try to digging it, the information what is really matters with them. This is the things that we need to do. And after all the problems, they got the priorities in this each of the neighborhood, and then the facilitator tried to explain to all of them, and sure, and then when they talk together, it is very helpful for them to choose in which area along the Sungai Jinga that really can really suitable to build the public space. Here's the water rivers typology in Kalimantan with the big rivers that I think is very quite familiar here in Bangkok also, or in other city around the Thailand, during river bank with the big river and then deep, and this is still part of their ecology, and the houses still inside near the river, really on the rivers. And here the Arte 14 is become their set selection from the discussion with the community, because they feel the this area is strategic because it's located in the junctions. It's easily for them to access from everywhere. And this area can be seen by this main bridge, and then this is short bridge. What they want to do, they lack of the public space, therefore they would like to build the public space with the approach of amphibious design method. They built here in this site selection through the community participatory. Why? Because in the context and asset in this area, it is reveals that the lack of the public space. Most of the public space is not inside the water, meaning in the ground level, and it's not cover everything, all the neighborhoods along this river bank. Therefore, number 10 is become part a very strategic place to build the common common space, and the area that coming for the selections. Yes. Here the potency what they have is number 3 is about the garbage, and then the flooding. Not the flooding actually. This is in front of their houses. So still they're facing when the level of water up, the in front of the yard of this area is become like a small water. It is, which is not good, it's not healthy, right? So they have kind of like this problem. The fourth one is the assets that we can do from the mapping. They have the road from this wood, yeah, and they put many things in from their houses. It is common, I think, not only in Indonesia but also in Thailand, because the houses is not only just for living but also for the home-based enterprise. They have the informal sector activities for their daily life, and part of that is street. Yeah, Achan might have a very good research for the informal street activities. They put all the things of the street vendor also in front of their houses. Even the space is not big enough. Yeah. 5 and 6 is reveals with the mappings how the structure of this rumah panggung, we call it in local language, house, and then stage, yeah, stage houses for the water. And all this structure is all the materials are coming from the wood, and which is I think common, yeah, in Thailand also. So this has become the potential and the asset for this context. The other things that refill from this process, yeah, they do the discussion, they do the mapping, they can point it in which area or potential for the public space. And most of the time that they point it here is lack of the where they can have the common space for the children. Each of neighborhood can be gathered because it's very far away from far away from the yard. Yeah. So in this area, meanings no position at all for the public space. Okay. After that, they found in this RT14 several key problems. Garbage in the rivers on the roadside, helicopter toilets. Do you know helicopter toilets? So it's like a toilet, and then we thought septic tank and everything. They just dump it into the water. We call it helicopter toilet. No PDM along the river, broken boardwalks, no port from the river to enter the community. All this problem was highlighted by the community, not us as an architect. Then it's affect to the community. Yeah. Therefore, in this board, there in these models, spare parts, we have a boardwalk, garbage collection, green open space, plant vegetations, rainwater collection, EPAL, boat dock. For the priority spare parts coming decide from the meeting with the community, and then trying to the next step in this part as an architect and or designer, then we do the intervention design. Probably yesterday, the group four said that most of the time the water designs, river side or waterfront design is not really attractive, right? And here we are, my student trying coming to adding some a little bit design making for this strategic area. Do what the problems reveals from the community. What they are doing is to provide the public space on the river. It's become the project of their priorities. So initial site model, the basic idea coming not from my students or as an architect, but coming from the people itself. They would like to make some connection from this resident to this area. Therefore, they're trying to build by themselves with all the material that they give it. They give it to them. And then they're trying this initial site model by the resident to connect this area to those area. Meanings here they would like to do the connection of visual, not only visual, but also physical connections. And they need the public space, not on the ground space, but on the water itself. It will be much more interesting. Yeah. Therefore, here become the basic idea. Then you can see it's interesting because they put many things inside of this this space. Yeah, because yeah, many things that they want to do. I want this, I want that. I want to build the green barrier because the impact of the, what you call it, the wave of the water. This river is still used for the transportation boat, and sometimes the big boat will affect a big wave also into their community. So they want to make such as the barrier. According to my students, it's really interesting to know the idea from the initial residents, yeah. And here's the existing site that's nothing inside of this, but then this space is really strategic. With their future visions, wanted to build the community near the neighborhood for the open space. And it is really important also asking the community to draw their houses. Why? Because then they really know what size and what large of these houses by themselves, because they're living there. It's really and really nice right here. The things the around the I'm sorry, the settlement also have a not a bigger scale, yeah, around 30 no, 8 40 meter square each houses. And then this is the location that they choose to make the public space. What my student do and the team is they are trying to realize the vision or dream from the community. It was start from the community gathering to to pick up point what is the priorities problem with them, up to the station how to build and or want to build the public space on the water itself. After that, the interesting of this process also, as a designer, it is not easy to realize or to articulate what the community wants, because before they want to connect it from other side to another side, in reality it will be difficult for them to make the barrier, or it will cost you a lot for the structure and everything. Therefore the team try to make it simple of the design for the public space. And what they are reflects for the placemaking concept, they would like to have the water connection, um, and try to make this area or positions for livelihood space. So then again, in this process, not most of the community ones we can transform into the good design. Here our experience, our professional, our feeling design comings up to articulate what they really want. So they cannot do connection, but then they try to make one point to another point. We can say the adaptation, not adaptation, revitalization space to make it placemaking concept. What does the meaning here? Placemaking concept. Try to making the new activities that will can be trigger connected activities to other livelihood neighborhood. Therefore, with the approach of the connect placemaking concept, the area that choose by the community try to develop for more lively, and they got the gateway space for the water connections, and going to the community space here with the livelihood space going to the land area. That's the concept they built, and therefore with the just simple retouch, with really know the good structure of the water concept amphibious, they try to develop this public space. And why this is win for the competition? Because the team can reveals with the good design without without making more complicated. We can learn from this project that only with the small design touch, and you can really understanding the local context and the structure. you can generate and build such as this design. So a simple design can affect it everything. And the very important things, it's a very useful for the community because all of this process was chosen by the communities. We really knows our client. We really want, we really also understand what the client need. They just need the public space. And we try to making the placemaking concept for that to connect the previous activities going the new activities. And all of this material actually is recycle use material that they propose for this concept. How about the size? The size, the size dock of this one is from for the function is for playing, eating, for viewing with the flexible activities. They need this dock to connect with another activities. Yeah, so the dock is become their chosen, and all the material actually is a recycled material too. And the concept of the dog is coming from the concept structure of their usually house that they build. So within this idea, they hope the activities for playing ground is not only served on the land area, but also in the water area. And this project was built also in 2012 by the funding of Frame Foundations. This is not the this is the rendering. Yeah, they're trying to make it contextual within the neighborhood uh, on the surroundings. Okay, I think that's all the things that I can sharing you with this concept of one of the amphibious design. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope this project design can be very triggering you for this workshop to think about the simple design, to think about the simple structure, not too much to think about the design with very complex things, but try to digging from the local context. That's very important. And you can have something good value that we can do also the conservation from the material, from the structure, and from the lifestyle itself. I hope it's very useful for you. And then, yes, thank you very much. Terima kasih. I'll be back to you or Achan. Have a please, Achan
Thank
Topa,
you.
to
Thank
continue.
you. Thank you, Jan Luri. Thank you.